Hey, what's going on everybody, Shinmoke here, and today I'm giving you a very belated video on Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. Of course, about midway last year. God, it's been almost a year now. It was June of last year. There was a leak about Hot Pursuit Remastered. Of course, Hot Pursuit Remastered came out a couple months ago now, so that leak was like super early. But anyways, so I made a video about it, talking about what I want versus what I expected from the release. And, you know, it just kind of slipped me by. I was pretty disappointed to see that it really didn't seem to change much on the surface, and so I just didn't even really want to cover it once it came out. But I have bought it since then, and I'm a little ways into the game. I'm almost done with the Performance Series, which is the second out of the 5 tiers of the cars, so I wanted to give my thoughts on the game and how it turned out. And as you can probably guess, I'm going to be holding it up against my list that I made in June of last year about what I wanted. So if you want to go watch that video and refresh yourself on the list before we get started, see what I expected from it and what I wanted from it, you can go ahead and watch that in the link in the description down below. But without further ado, let's get started. So first and foremost, I wanted better anti-aliasing. By far and away the easiest to counteract and the most blatant issue with Hot Pursuit on PC was the aliasing. The aliasing was just terrible. There was just jaggy edges everywhere, and even flicking on anti-aliasing didn't really seem to do much. So here what they've implemented is a strong temporal anti-aliasing solution, and it's great. It's perfect. Actually, I don't see aliasing anywhere in the game. Maybe if I look at some fences or something, you know, that's typically where you start to see really bad aliasing, or maybe some wire hanging down or something. I really can't seem to spot much aliasing at all, and it was such an eyesore in the original Hot Pursuit. They just completely fixed it here. Like, just, it's gone. It's great. I love it. And so speaking on things like aliasing, I wanted support for higher resolution, and indeed they do. I forgot to look it up before I started this. My bad. I don't know if the like Series X and PS4 Pro can go up to 1440 and 4K, but even my aging 980 Ti easily cranked out 4K for this game, and looks awesome. It just looks great, especially with the new anti-aliasing solution. Those two go together and just make such a crystal clear image. It's great. And you know, this does sort of go into, I wanted some improved lighting effects, and I think all that coming together, this game could have looked amazing if they reworked the lighting. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they reworked the lighting at all. The game looks a little flat by today's standards. You know, there's no real glow on objects as light hits them. And of course, I knew there wasn't going to be ray tracing. But I was like, dude, there's ray tracing. This would look really good. But yeah, there's no support for ray tracing as far as I know. It does seem like the shading is a little bit better, but I think that's just because of the improved resolutions on everything, and yeah, the improved resolutions and the improved aliasing helps out with the shading. I don't think they actually redid any of the shading per se. But I also wanted texture improvements, specifically on things like dirt roads and things like that. I thought they looked really bad. But it doesn't really seem like it, unfortunately. They still look kind of crappy. And I thought the civilian cars looked really bad. They still look really bad. So that's unfortunate. But for the most part, what you're going to be seeing is just a really well upscaled version of the game we know and love. So the game looks really solid, and it runs phenomenally. Just as good as it ever did, except it looks twice as sharp. Not twice as good, but twice as sharp, I'll say. And then I also wanted 60 frames per second on all platforms, and they have achieved that, and I think that's awesome. You absolutely need 60 FPS in this game. You really gotta feel the surge of speed and the crumpling of all the cars around you, the millions of dollars going to waste. You gotta see that in high fidelity 60 FPS. And unfortunately, this cannot be unlocked. Maybe there's a mod out there, but maybe you might not even want to unlock the frame rate, because you know, some games, they're just not made to go over 60 FPS. Like, some games aren't even made to go over 30 FPS. And they're just not made with extremely high frame rates in mind. So, it's like a give and take. I mean, at least we're getting 60 FPS on all consoles. And, of course, on PC as well. Sucks we can't unlock them here on PC, but it's understandable. It's something in the very core of the game engine that makes it not run very well above 60 FPS. So, that's fine. I'm very happy to see this 60 FPS is everywhere. So next, I wanted DLC cars and their events. So we did actually get all the DLC cars, which is awesome. Just completely fleshes out the game. Finally, especially on the PC platform, and then people who may not have had an opportunity to buy the DLC when this game was making its rounds originally, now you can have it in the remaster in all of its glory. So, great value add. Really happy about that. As for the events, it doesn't really seem like the DLC events are here. Of course, I haven't played through the entire thing just yet. I'm certainly on my way there. Probably by the end of the weekend I'll have this done. But it doesn't really seem like it, but it does seem like there's new events peppered throughout, including the DLC cars. Like, there was a preview event for the Porsche GT2 RS. Of course, the Porsche GT2 RS was a DLC car, so they added its own little little preview event for that car. So that means they are implementing quote-unquote DLC events, but I don't think they're the same events because there was no preview for the GT2 RS and the Porsche pack. Or I think it was like the Super Sports pack. Whatever. Anyways, I wanted the price tag to be $20. Unfortunately, it released at $30. We'll get to why I think that's actually okay in my next point, but let's talk about the price. It's gone on sale a couple times already for around $20. At $20 or lower, I say absolutely get it. Maybe get a friend to get it too, because, boom, there's multiplayer in it. Oh yeah. And you can create a lobby for you and your friends, or you can just do straight up quick matchmaking. It's fully here. It's Hot Pursuit multiplayer. I think it's even better, more refined this time around as well. Not necessarily in gameplay, but just in like making and finding lobbies is a little more refined. So huge value add, and I think that makes it okay for the release price of $30. Like we go $30 and down from there. I don't recommend you get it for $30. I think it's gone on a sale like twice already. So at any point 20 and below, it's you get the Hot Pursuit we all know and love, with a few new events as far as I know, and a bunch of new cars for you to try out, which are seamlessly integrated into the campaign now. It's not like the DLC cars are their own thing. They're just implemented into the, you know how it is, where you increase your rep level, and as you increase your rep level, you get more and more cars. They're just seamlessly integrated into that structure now. So I think that was a really smart way of doing it. Not call attention to the fact that they weren't there in the original game, just seamlessly put them in. And they did actually include a vinyl editor, which, I mean, I'm no good at making liveries and things like that. I'm no good at that, but if you like that, that's there. And you can now equip your own custom paint job to any car. You can choose from a color palette. And they have their own custom wraps, or preset wraps, I should say, for each car for you to choose from. Really solid, I think, overall. But yeah, man, I'm actually very happy with the remaster, I gotta say. I was very ready to be angry at it and just be like, yeah, it's the same game. I'm gonna show gameplay of the original one and then tell you it's remastered. You won't even know it, man. But actually, I was really pleased with what they did with the remaster. I don't think you should buy it at $30 though. I think you only buy it at $30 like if you have a friend who already has it and you're like, oh, I want to play with my friend, I'm just gonna go do that. Or if this game has always seemed appealing to you and you didn't buy it already, then $30 is okay. But pretty much if you have a friend that plays it, go get it right now, because multiplayer is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Just doing the time trials, just doing the leaderboards with your friends is a lot of fun. You don't even need to do the multiplayer. It's just fun all around. You guys know Hot Pursuit. It's an awesome game. Super accessible to everyone. I think unless you have some deep-rooted hatred against racing games, you're gonna enjoy Hot Pursuit. It's just a fantastic game, and I think they did a decent job remastering it, but it should just be called re-release. It's not really a remaster. So maybe a little misleading there that it's not technically a remaster. I doubt EA saw my video, but I mean, they really did most of what I wanted with this re-release, so I was pretty happy with it at the end of the day. What did you guys think of the remaster? Do you think it was lazy, or do you think it's solid enough to hold its own? And what price do you think it's worth? So yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching.